How are you guys doing? Today is Saturday, December 11th, 2021. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to review all the Elite matchups and performances that took place yesterday on Friday, December 10th, 2021. But just to take a quick step back and look at where we are in the calendar year, in terms of football, we're towards the end of the college football season, as all that's left to do is bowl games. In the NFL, there are as we are approaching the weekend, we have about 5 more weeks left in the NFL season as we are entering the final month. And in terms of basketball, college basketball and NBA basketball are underway. And taking a look at what's going on with soccer, since we're entering the end of the calendar year, we are approaching the midway point of the 2021-22 soccer season. With that said, skipping over the collegiate level because there were no ranked games from yesterday, starting first with what was going on in the NBA from yesterday. In Atlanta, the Hawks hosted the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets would end up beating the Atlanta Hawks 113-105. They won this game by 8 after they outscored the Hawks by 10 in the fourth quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the Atlanta Hawks were led in scoring by their elite starting point guard out of Oklahoma, Trae Young. He finished with 31 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, and 7 turnovers in 36 minutes. Young shot 10 for 27 from the field, 2 for 8 from 3, and 9 for 10 from the foul line. Their starting power forward, John Collins, finished with 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals in 38 minutes. Collins shot 6 for 12 from the field, and he will go on to shoot 7 for 10 from the foul line as well. On the winning end of this matchup, the Brooklyn Nets were led in scoring by their goated starting power forward out of Texas, Kevin Durant. Durant finished with 31 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 blocks, as well as 5 turnovers in 38 minutes. He shot 12 for 22 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3, and 6 for 7 from the foul line. Their elite starting shooting guard, James Harden out of Arizona State, would finish with 20 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists, and 6 turnovers in 41 minutes. Harden shot 8 for 17 from the field and a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. With this win, the Brooklyn Nets are 18-8. With this loss, the Atlanta Hawks are now 13-13 on the season. Taking a look now at what's going on in Charlotte, the Hornets hosted the Sacramento Kings. The Hornets would end up beating the Kings 124-123, winning this game by 1 after they outscored the Kings by 2 in the final quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the Kings were led in scoring by their starting point guard, De'Aaron Fox, out of Kentucky. He finished with 31 points, 5 assists, and 4 steals in 34 minutes. Fox shot 11 for 17 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3, and 8 for 10 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Charlotte Hornets were led in scoring by their starting small forward, Miles Bridges. Well, he led the starters in scoring. He finished with 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists in 40 minutes. He shot 9 for 15 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3, and he also shot 4 for 6 from the foul line. Their starting shooting guard, Kelly Oubre Jr., finished with 22 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks in 41 minutes. He shot 9 for 17 from the field and 4 for 10 from 3. Off the bench, the Hornets shooting guard, James Bouknight, would finish with the team's high in points. He had 24 points and 6 rebounds in 26 minutes. He shot 9 for 14 from the field and 6 for 8 from 3. With this win, the Charlotte Hornets are now 15-13, and with this loss, the Sacramento Kings are now 11-15. Taking a look at what's going on in Indianapolis, the Indiana Pacers hosted the Dallas Mavericks. The Pacers would beat the Mavericks 106-93. They won this matchup by 13 after they outscored the Mavericks by 11 in the fourth quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the Mavericks were led in scoring by their elite starting point guard, Luka Doncic. Doncic finished with 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists in 37 minutes. He shot 11 for 25 from the field, 1 for 8 from 3, and he shot a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. The Mavericks starting center, Kristaps Porzingis, finished with 22 points in 31 minutes as he shot 9 for 17 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3, and he shot a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Indiana Pacers were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard, Caris LeVert. LeVert finished with 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals in 37 minutes. He shot 11 for 23 from the field and 4 for 7 from 3. Their starting power forward, Domantas Sabonis out of Gonzaga, finished with 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists in 35 minutes. He shot 9 for 13 from the field. He made his only three-point attempt of the day, and he shot 5 for 6 from the foul line. With this win, the Indiana Pacers are now 12-16. With this loss, the Dallas Mavericks are now 12-13 on the year. Taking a look at what's going on north of the border, the Toronto Raptors hosted the New York Knicks. The Raptors would end up beating the Knicks 90-87, winning this matchup by 3 after they outscored the Knicks by 17 in the first quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the New York Knicks were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard out of Duke, RJ Barrett. He finished with 19 points and 6 rebounds in 30 minutes as he shot 5 for 16 from the field, and he shot 7 for 8 from the foul line. Off the bench, their power forward Obi Toppin also finished with 19 points as he added 10 rebounds in 24 minutes. He shot 6 for 14 from the field, and he shot a perfect 6 for 6 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Raptors were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard Gary Trent Jr. out of Duke. He finished with 24 points and 3 steals in 39 minutes as he shot 9 for 16 from the field, 5 for 7 from 3, and he made one of his 2 free throw attempts. Their elite starting power forward, Pascal Siakam, finished with 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists in 34 minutes. Siakam shot 3 for 18 from the field, and he shot 7 for 8 from the foul line. With this win, the Toronto Raptors are now 12-14, and with this loss, the New York Knicks are also 12-14 on the season. Taking a look at what is going on in Houston, the Rockets hosted the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks would end up beating the Rockets 123-114. The Bucks would win this game by 9 after they outscored the Rockets by 14 in the final quarter to overcome their 5-point deficit. On the losing end of this matchup, the Houston Rockets were led in scoring by their starting shooting guard Gary Matthews. Garrison Matthews out of Lipscomb would actually go on to finish with 23 points and 2 steals in 39 minutes. He shot 7 for 13 from the field as he also shot 6 for 11 from 3 and 3 for 5 from the foul line. The Rockets starting center Christian Wood finished with 21 points and 13 rebounds as well as 5 turnovers in 32 minutes. He shot 9 for 19 from the field and 3 for 7 from the foul line. And then their starting shooting guard Aaron Brooks would finish with 21 points and 5 rebounds in 34 minutes. He shot 7 for 17 from the field. This is Armani Brooks. Armani Brooks shot 7 for 17 from the field, 4 for 13 from 3, and he would also go on to shoot 3 for 4 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Milwaukee Bucks were led in scoring by their elite starting power forward, the reigning NBA Finals MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Greek Freak finished with 41 points, 17 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, and 5 turnovers in 37 minutes. He shot 15 for 20 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3, and 10 for 14 from the foul line. Their starting small forward, Chris Middleton, finished with 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists in 36 minutes. He shot 6 for 18 from the field, 5 for 11 from 3, and he shot 4 for 5 from the foul line. Their starting center, Bobby Portis, finished with 21 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 blocks in 33 minutes. He shot 7 for 15 from the field. He would also go on to shoot 3 for 7 from 3 and 4 for 6 from the foul line. With this win, the Milwaukee Bucks are now 17-10. With this loss, the Houston Rockets are now 8-17. Taking a look now at what is going on in Minneapolis, the Timberwolves hosted the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers would end up beating the Timberwolves 123-106. The Cavs won this game by 17 after they outscored the Timberwolves by 21 points in the first half. On the losing end of this matchup, the Timberwolves were led in scoring by their elite starting center, Karl Anthony Towns. He finished with 21 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks, and 5 turnovers. He did all this in 30 minutes as he shot 8 for 19 from the field and 5 for 6 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the Cleveland Cavaliers were led in scoring by their starting center, Jared Allen out of Texas. He finished with 21 points and 10 rebounds as well as 2 blocks in 27 minutes. Allen shot 9 for 11 from the field and he shot a perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line. With this win, the Cleveland Cavaliers are now 15-12. With this loss, the Minnesota Timberwolves are now 11-15 on the season. Taking a look at what's going on in New Orleans, the Pelicans hosted the Detroit Pistons, and the Pelicans would end up beating the Pistons 109-93. They won this game by 16 after they outscored the Pistons by 17 in the third quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the Detroit Pistons were led in scoring by their power forward off the bench, Trey Lyles. He finished with 18 points and 5 rebounds in 26 minutes. He shot 7 for 8 from the field, a perfect 2 for 2 from 3, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the foul line. On the winning end of this matchup, the New Orleans Pelicans were led in scoring by their elite starting small forward out of Duke, Brandon Ingram. He finished with 26 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 blocks in 34 minutes. He shot 9 for 19 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3, and he made all 4 of his foul shots for the day. With this win, the New Orleans Pelicans are now 8-20, and with this loss, the Detroit Pistons are now 4-21. Last but not least, jumping over to Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City Thunder hosted the Los Angeles Lakers as Russell Westbrook faced off against the team that drafted him. The Lakers would end up beating the Thunder 116-95, winning this matchup by 21 after they outscored the Thunder by 19 points in the first half, 14 in the first quarter. On the losing end of this matchup, the Thunder were led in scoring by their by their guard off the bench, Terrence Mann. Terrence Mann would go on to finish with 19 points in 28 minutes as he would go on to shoot 8 for 15 from the field and 3 for 8 from 3. On the winning end of this matchup, the Lakers were led in scoring by their goated starting small forward, LeBron James. James finished with 33 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. As the 4-time NBA Finals MVP, played 35 minutes. He shot 13 for 20 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3, and he made 3 of his 4 foul attempts on the day. Their starting point guard, Avery Bradley, would go on to finish with 22 points and 4 steals in 26 minutes. He shot 8 for 14 from the field and 6 for 8 from 3. And their elite starting point guard, Russell Westbrook, the former OKC Thunder superstar and MVP winner, would go on to finish with 8 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 turnovers in 33 minutes. He shot 4 for 8 from the field on the night. With this win, the Los Angeles Lakers are 14-13, and with this loss, the Oklahoma City Thunder are now 8-17. Last but not least, taking a look at what went down in Phoenix, the Phoenix Suns hosted the Boston Celtics. The Suns would go on to beat the Celtics 111-90. The Suns won this game by 21 after they outscored the Celtics by 17 in the second quarter and by an additional 6 in the fourth. On the losing end of this matchup, the Boston Celtics were led in scoring by their elite starting small forward out of Duke, Jason Tatum. Tatum finished with 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists in 34 minutes. He shot 10 for 25 from the field, 1 for 7 from 3, and he made 3 of his 6 foul shots on the day. On the winning end of this matchup, the Phoenix Suns were led in scoring by their starting center, JaVale McGee. McGee finished with 21 points, 15 rebounds and 2 blocks in 26 minutes. He shot 9 for 16 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3, and he made both of his free throw attempts on the night. Their elite starting point guard, Chris Paul, finished with 10 points, 3 rebounds, 12 assists, and 2 blocks in 30 minutes. Paul shot 4 for 9 from the field, and he made both of his free throw attempts on the night. With this win, the Phoenix Suns are now 21-4, and with this loss, the Boston Celtics are now 13-14. That is the NBA, and that was the only league in which the really big games were really going on. But that's all I have for you for yesterday's matchups. And once all of today's exhibitions are done, I will come back tomorrow on Sunday, December 12th, for another episode of The Elite. And until then, I want to thank everyone once again. I hope all is well, and I'll catch you with more tomorrow. Thanks for listening to my piece. And also, I want to thank the NCAA, NFL, NBA, and FIFA websites for giving me all the facts and figures that I needed. And I apologize for butchering some of the names. I do plan on getting them right. And with that said, I want to go back to what I was saying. I want to thank everyone for listening to my piece, and I'll catch you with another piece tomorrow. Peace out.